what is this for, Kristen? Everyone?
Yeah, every officer is supposed to sign, it's an agreement with them, for the board of officials. I didn't realize we were supposed to do that.
Is this for Brooke? But
It's been a while since I read it.
it's talking about grant and stuff, that's what I know.
Yeah, this is so if you want to appoint people to boards or the grant money we receive, it's an agreement within all these counties.
Alright. We're talking about workforce development, probably for her, but I wasn't sure. So, That's the wedding plan you want us to.
It's a nice little building.
And where's that at?
American, it's the silo.
Okay.
They've got pretty much everything you need right down there.
Really?
I'll have all of them just,
There you go. All the better for you, right?
and they got a house that she's running with it. It's like 14 beds in it, so right where they can stay. and not-
14 bedrooms.
14 beds, it's got,
Oh, beds, okay.
Probably
It's like
7
14 bedrooms.
bedrooms.
Holy crap.
yeah.
So is that back end you go across,
It's on 66th Road.
and does it have like water at the lake?
Yes.
Around? Yeah, that's what we're for.
It's a nice.
It's very nice. Yeah.
I got one more arrangement to make and then I'm done. I should be looking for something else.
All right, I've got 9 o'clock. We'll open the meeting with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Before the bridge gets here, I've got the Open Works Agreement that I need to sign. This is relating to Brooke. Has to do with Workforce Development Board. Anybody want to see this? It just has to do with the chief elected official board agreement for Workforce Development Area 1 And it lists like 50 counties. All right.
No, read more out loud.
Yeah. I can hear it. Let's see, one thing I need to bring up is it was pointed out yesterday, I saw that from the official minutes of October 23rd, 2023, we missed that Christopher Jones came to visit the commissioners about drainage he was having on his property. He lives at 105 Southeastern Street in Delia. It should have been Denison, so I need a motion to correct the official minutes from Delia to Denison.
So moved.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to correct the official minutes in this paragraph for Christopher Jones. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Minutes will be changed, amended. All right.
Matt.
Morning.
Hi, Matt.
Morning.
How we doing?
All right.
Go jump on up. We'll just get you out of the way right now. I'm sure you're busy and everything, so get you going.
Well, I had a short weekend.
Yeah, what?
I had a short weekend.
Why is that?
Graduation weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Made it really short. All right, Dustin Bill's done, I think. I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I've heard from them.
I'm gonna comment on that a little bit. I talked to Scott Friday, and there's been several complaints that it's not working the way it's supposed to, and it's not. You called me, asked me what I thought, and I said, well, as a matter of fact, it worked for a couple of days, and then car could drive down the road, and it was.
From what we are putting on, or from what Scott?
Both?
Both?
Okay, that's the first step. So I think if I'm having to guess right, there's something in the chemical makeup of what got delivered. It's just not pulling the moisture out of here. Normally, within a week, it's matted down to the point where there's nothing left there, and it's not doing that.
Okay.
And we probably had more people this year put on dust control in front of their residents than ever. Yeah. Yeah, so,
Okay.
all the way from Soldier, all the way down to South End County, so, Scott reached out to Scotland Industries, got hold of the rep, he's supposed to be back and get with Scott. I'd like to meet with them also when they're there, if you guys
Right.
don't mind.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, and be part of that conference, just to listen,
Yeah.
because it's gonna suck if they have to go back, because the chemical have to re-wet it, basically, and spray it again, but.
Well, that's what they have to do, that's what we're paying for, and that's what the residents are paying for, so,
Yeah, we don't have a choice, but it's.
but it'll be on their dime, not ours.
Correct. Anyway,
So,
we'll find out
If that
Thursday.
does come to pass, then, we're gonna need you guys to work up a schedule of how long, how many man hours, equipment, everything else, because we've already paid it once, and I don't feel we should have to do it again. That should be on Scotland, not on us. So.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna defer to our attorney on what we can and can't, if it comes to that point. You know, what we can and can't maybe get out of them as far as, costs for application. For sure, the product, but.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't think it's right, because we're gonna have to pay again to have our people and our
No, I
equipment
get
put
it,
it on,
yeah.
so.
Just keep record of what it costs, and,
Yeah, I'm
because
sure.
it just doesn't make any sense to kind of hold and say, well, we're gonna, until we get some satisfaction from you, we're gonna do that, you gotta fix it, and then, record the conditions as best you can.
Maybe part of that conversation will be that they come out with their
I know, I was
rig,
just gonna
and
say,
the only
They take
thing,
care of the residents.
yeah, they take care of it. For the second time, the only thing we have to provide is maybe a water truck and some traffic control. So,
I would be
disappointing,
satisfied
but
with that.
the guy from Scotland he's like, yeah, I'll put a call into the rep, we'll lodge a complaint, we'll be out, take a look at it, I think they'll not make it out.
Sure. Okay.
We, put rock on 278, W1. It's a mess up there, trying to get it straightened out.
What happened?
It's just needs rock.
Just mud.
Mud, get down to the base rock. And out here on 214, P, we ditched that mile, road P. We gotta cover that too. Did some more ditching on 214 in road. There's 2 springs on each side of the road, it's really making that road blow out and collapse. So hopefully this will fix it. And I approved 2 right-of-ways last week,
Okay.
one for one oak and another residential. That's all that happened last week.
Do you, I mean, you guys have had a little more rain last night, and the last couple of rains, you've gotten some more up this end. Do you see that the roads kind of hold together better than they normally do, you know, when you get the rains, or they shedding off and?
There you go, there she is.
Okay. That's what I'm seeing, is the roads that we've re-rocked and the roads that we're putting some crown to.
Yeah.
They're muddy for a little while, but they dry up quick.
Yeah.
So that to me is a big improvement. I think.
We barely got any rain over Sold last night.
Oh, really?
Maybe 10 on the
That's what
We
we
got
got.
about half an inch.
And Jerry said they had an inch here at the courthouse.
Really?
That's what he said.
I saw reports on KZA this morning that there were several places up north that got over an inch, but
Did a house burn over at Soldier?
Yeah.
From lightning?
Yep.
Wow.
It's just right on the mechanic one from my place.
Oh, my.
We had a pretty good show last night.
Gosh darn.
And it
Nobody heard.
was abandoned.
That's bad.
It needed to be burned anyway. In my opinion.
Help the neighborhood.
Well, that's better than somebody that,
there we go.
Yeah. I bet within 5 minutes that thing was fully engulfed.
Really.
oh my gosh.
Just blows it apart too.
Wow.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I got one thing, S Road between 254 and 246, they're starting to cut a ditch down through the road, just in one place. So I think that, and he's gone through there last fall and cut some ditches, but I think that needs to be kind of brought up, cut down a little bit more. You can see right where it's cutting into the road and taking all that rock that we put down on there, so.
Oh, and when we loaned this Soldier Township, somebody went down there and did something to their tubes.
Yeah.
Soldier
We're not
Township.
familiar with it.
Yes.
Soldier
Soldier
Township.
Township, we sent something down
Oh,
there.
the two
Oh.
cleaners.
Yes, yes, so they said thank you, and if you knew any commissioners, so we were supposed to pass on, thank you to the commissioners. Chad was in the meeting, and the road guy was there, and he said, if anybody knows any Jackson County commissioners, please tell them thank you, because they did.
It worked well.
It worked well, and they
Yeah,
were,
they loved it.
oh, they loved it, yeah, so anyway, so
All right,
I'll pass that on.
good.
That's good to be able to work with
And
it.
whoever was doing, did a good job and stuff, so.
All right.
Have a good week.
Matt, thank you very much.
Yep.
Have a good week.
It's gonna be a long week, because I'm off next week, it's gonna be a long week.
Morning, Ellen.
Good morning. Is this from Kate Camp, just some informational?
Yes.
Okay. So we
Just made
received,
one copy since it gave so small.
yeah, yeah. We received from Kate Camp, a report on the roofs just for informational purposes, and we want to see that.
I would. See.
And is this just in reference to the minutes?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Here is from Kansas Department of Health and Environment. That's got the city water plant in it. It looks like everything's in line with what they want. This is the same thing for the city layout.
Just the minutes are like,
What's that?
I'm just like, that's it.
Yes. And they're reissuing.
I got it.
Those Jason Buenker coming in? Still, West Road and Bridge? Buenker? Well, we'll wait and see if he shows up. All right.
Is that somebody that's been here before?
What's that?
Is that somebody that's been here before?
I don't know.
And I don't know why, any idea why they want to sample?
I think they were doing sort of sampling without permission, if I heard correctly.
Yeah.
Where?
I didn't hear that, I just heard what Tara was saying Scott had said, so.
County property?
I don't know if it was county property or if it was right away, and then you get a
It
right
says
away, or it's
county
just-
roads. Is what it says. So yes,
They're
county property.
excavating on, I mean, that's really what's happening, right?
I would guess. I don't know
I
how.
don't know what soil sampling is.
Yeah.
Is it? Dig
Well, I
up
mean-
burn,
Probably.
The only thing I know of, you do a core sample to see the compaction rate
Yeah.
of a road, but
I don't know.
I don't know why they would be doing that without.
I see somebody sampling for, utilities maybe.
We've had Bettis has come out, done out some roads for us because we need to know. Is there any, I mean,
So I guess we'll just wait and see if he shows up.
Okay.
What do you got, Todd?
Well, we got a list. Well, you got Kate's resolution, right? You give them that?
No, I just printed it for you too.
Oh,
You
okay.
had what you wanted?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you gave it back or something, but I knew it was Saturday, what I'm gonna talk about. I only got one of these, because, I didn't bring copies. No, I didn't.
Is that for a contract?
Yeah, well, it's a resolution that approves her contract of her position, so. I mean, last time I got one, I mixed up, and this is why. Also, it's just, it's the same format as your old one. That was done before her last contract.
Twenty-five, what?
8.
Oh, 8.
I'd entertain a motion to approve resolution 2025-08.
Move that we approve the resolution of the Board of County Commissioners, Jackson County, to accept employment agreement for the county appraiser,
I'll second.
25-08.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the resolution for 2025-08 for employment of the county appraiser. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Okay, second thing was that the last meeting, we had you guys table a special use permit request that came back for your approval.
For an auto repair.
Yeah, and, I mean, I don't want to surprise anybody, you know, give you the down low, so maybe it would be something to put on the agenda for next time. Is it, or either the 27th, is
Yeah,
that?
Tuesday.
Yeah, with Kate here and everything to formally do it. It's just, remember, the status was is that the gentleman who used to run a towing business apparently was fixing cars at his home at a larger track, and he was apparently leaving some vehicles around that would probably either be regarded as salvage or abandoned.
Some open dumping.
Yeah, open dumping of materials and waste.
No fencing, I believe.
Yeah, there's a number of things, but the request to the planning commission, I think, was that they would change the zoning of that property to essentially kind of a business, a home-based business type, from just a plain ag. And there was complaints about, from neighbors about protection of lake, pond, and water and stuff like that. And I think the question kind of is whether the planning commission and you as being approving a special use permit have to deny it or condition it or do something if the proposed use presents a nuisance. Right, so there's a dividing line between, in some respects, zoning and nuisance conditions. Meaning, nobody under law has a right to maintain a nuisance, even if they're completely correct with their zoning, right? So, you could be zoned correctly and be operating a business that is fully compliant with all the zoning regs and your conditional use permit and whatever. And if you're dumping stuff that is causing a nuisance to your neighbor, that's not an excuse. And kind of question being whether you guys have to look at that and say, okay, we can't approve this use because it's a nuisance. And none of the, I looked at county statutes and there's nothing in there about you guys having to consider that, or you guys have a general power to have a nuisance code, if you will, that would actually put penalties on people for you guys or the county attorney, that if you're maintaining something that's damaging, you don't, I don't know that you have that now. I don't know if there's a resolution about that, I kind of doubt it, but the state statutes themselves don't say, well, the county can just order people to clean up the property. Right, so you could say, well, KSA 1926-47 says we can go on the property and we can clean it up, you don't clean it up yourself. So that's the disconnect here, is I think it's legitimate for you guys to say, you know, if you guys have a problem with it being zoned the way it is because you don't think that, you know, businesses should be in ag zones, you don't think this location is good for, you know, changing it because it's really agriculture, there's no businesses within 5 miles of this place and this is just not going to be the proper use. That's all figured, that's a zoning question, and you can say that, send it back to or you deny it. No. It's just not appropriate for that zone. You can also say, send it back to the planning commission and say, you know, while we think this is probably an appropriate use, we need to determine if this is or is not a nuisance, because we would deny it if it perpetuates a nuisance just because we have the right to do that. Generally. But you've got to make that clear, right? You can't say, well, we're just not. And they didn't, I don't know that they made any findings in particular when they approved it.
Findings in what way?
Well, like I said, well, we find it's not a nuisance, or it's not a problem, or I think what they said was is that we heard the testimony and we're still going to grant it.
Right.
And they didn't say anything like that's a, you know, maybe they did say it was not a record, but, you know, it's a private matter between the neighbors, which could be. But if you want to insert that as, well, we want a condition that says they're going to do a monitor the water, then you got to send it back so the planning commission has a chance to determine if that, because they just sent you guys a approval. And then, so, I mean, we're putting it back in what choices you guys have of that. One is to approve it as it stands, as it is, doesn't have any additional
And
conditions.
then deal with the other issues separately.
Well, I mean, the question being whether you guys want to deal with them or if you have to. I mean, the answer could be is that, you know, you have a neighbor, you have a civil right to sue somebody if they're causing damage to your property. Again, regardless of whether it's zoned correctly, if they are leaking oil and antifreeze that comes up into that pond and killing fish or whatever, that's a nuisance and they have a private cause of action. And whether you guys want to be in business of policing that over the entire, because that's how you do it. You know, you basically say the entire county, if you have, you know, garbage in this, or old vehicles, or we're going to police that. So we're going to abate nuisances. The cities do this all, you know, the cities are the ones who have these codes lined out usually. You can't have inoperable vehicles on your property.
Okay, so then, I guess, so when we were dealing with the property down here just at the edge of town, that's county-owned property, where somebody had a trailer and a porta potty and so on and so forth, and we said we can't have that down there, and it ended up going through Northeast Kansas Environmental Services, correct? So is that something that they are, we need to contact them and they jump in on? I mean, what? Because
I don't think that's it unless there is actually, I mean, that was probably, I don't remember that, if I was here at the time or not.
that was the peninsula.
The question being is that, yeah, if it's a matter of somebody's living in a property without proper sanitation facilities, whether or not they would certainly be the ones to talk to. And that's, you know, that's, I think, human waste for the most part. Because you don't have an active sewage system.
But we dealt with one down by Hoyt that was, there was just open dumping of trash, general household trash. A trailer that had been destroyed by wind and stuff laying everywhere, and we dealt with it in that fashion. And I thought Northeast I thought Martha, I thought she was. the
I
one
thought
that-
she was in on that, yeah.
Yeah. Is Kate not here today? Kate her.
She's on vacation.
Both of them?
Jamie's here. Not right now.
Well, I just wondered if she could find, I thought there was some sort of language that talked about open dumping and, because I know we've sent letters out to people who were openly dumping household waste just, you know, on their property.
And household waste is not near as
Okay.
damaging to,
Yeah, and that may be the case. I haven't flashbacked what they do particularly, but, so it could very well be that, yeah, that kind of thing could be.
Mr. Chairman, do you mind if we ask
no, I
Jamie?
assume Jamie came down and maybe we could get her to
Well,
find
And
it.
maybe give her a few minutes, call her and say, hey, take a few minutes, look this up, see what you can find, and then maybe come down in a little bit. But I know we've dealt with it before. And so I think what you're saying is, we can go ahead and approve the sub, and then just deal with the other issues separately.
Yeah,
If that's
or
what.
that
But
you should.
But didn't he state in there that, like, he put a fence up or whatever? Is it not wrong to want to see a fence up before it's approved?
Well, if you want to, yeah, if you want to have conditions on it, add conditions, or I think what you have to do is say to the planning commission, by returning it to them, saying, well, X, Y, Z is okay, you say we can build a fence, or is he gonna monitor the water, or we want him to do,
Because I think
Well,
Kate said.
yeah, I mean, personally, I have no problem with what he wants to do as
Right.
far as having the automotive shop, but there needs to be some stipulations as to fencing, open dumping, things like that.
Right.
One of the options you can do is go ahead and approve the special use permit, and then ask the zoning and planning to give him, we can kick it back to them and say, give him 30 days to build the fence. If he does not build the fence, then we can always suspend his use of the property.
but what I would suggest still is that you still table it until Kate probably can be here, because she was there at that meeting, and then
Okay,
Okay.
this is to sort this part out, so you guys have a clear eye. So maybe if you want to revisit the minutes of that, and just say, okay, here are my no-goes, right? I want a fence.
Right, well, I mean, because you can say you're gonna build a fence, but doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
yeah.
Yeah, and then, yeah, so all the conditions you want, and then you would remand it back to them and say, we're not gonna approve until these conditions are added.
Part of my concern was that they were going to, there was no opposition to him just dumping some dirt over what was dumped in a ditch. There's some real concern there. That's where I think having Martha get involved in, from Northeast Kansas Environmental, because we don't know what's in that pile, and what's, dumping some dirt over, it's not gonna keep it from leaching out into this person's
Nope.
pond.
Yeah, and I'm fully on board with you guys taking that turn, because we have to start by kind of trying to make sure that we somewhat separate those out, and then we send it back with some, if you're gonna send it back, you send it back with some clear directions to them about what we want.
Well, I would go along with you, recommend we tabling this until we get Kate down here and are able to talk to her about what she had heard at the meeting and everything, and how we can handle that. And then if we go that way, then I think the next step is getting Martha involved, seeing if she does handle that. If she doesn't handle that, then the next step is that the state needs to get involved, because they're the ones that are gonna be handling the cleanup. So,
He has intentions to place the fence on the property, but ran out of time.
And maybe we reach out to Martha before the next meeting,
Yeah.
so if she does have some authority there, she could also be part of that.
Or just, yeah, just come into the meeting and tell us what
What you can and can't do.
yeah, what she feels her remit is here.
Jamie is looking in the sheet now.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
Other thing is a duty in executive session, but I don't, she just called Jamie down here, I don't know if I want to do that until, she's had a chance.
She shouldn't act like she'd be.
Christie, while we're waiting on her, then page 2, the backside of it, it starts to read, she asked about the calling tree. It was decided she and then it just goes to the next paragraph. And Amy starts talking about bond forfeiture. Was it, I think, her and you were going to possibly work out the details on this calling tree along with the representative from Giant Communication.
Yes.
I mean, because to me, it doesn't need to involve us. It needs to be something that somebody from Giant needs to come over here and get her problem figured out and get it reprogrammed.
Did you guys talk to anybody?
Her and Aaron were going to, I told him to go over Lance. No offense to the other guy, but I just think he's really good.
All right, Lance will do it.
Were you here, Mark, for when Amy was talking about the bond forfeiture?
No. Oh, wait a minute. Her and Bethany came down, right?
Now,
Choose yourself.
that she was by herself, so
Okay, so no, I was
she's
not.
been doing a lot of legwork on, and paperwork, getting the bond forfeiture money back. So if you, if it's in pays cash bond, and then they skate out or whatever, she could retreat that or take that money, and it's a considerable amount of money. She just wanted to make sure that if they're doing that, it was gonna go back into their capital outlay fund, which we agreed because it's similar to some things that the sheriff does on, vehicle confiscation
Yeah.
and those controls and how that's.
Okay.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Jamie.
Hello.
What you got?
Nothing. It doesn't specify anything about trash in there, so I suppose if you wanted to make it a condition of it, would be your best bet. But it doesn't, like if we've had complaints about trash dumping, then we've investigated it and sent them a letter and told them they need to clean it up. But
And did you ever get Martha involved with Northeast Kansas Environmental?
it depends on what it is, but
Like normal household trash, those types of things, does she get
it's
involved?
usually what we end up with is like construction trash, where they've dumped, I don't know, we have one that's from the south part of the county where he's dumped a bunch of like remodeling trash.
Mhm.
So we've been on him about cleaning it up, he's cleaned it up, but, I'm sure she's gotten Martha involved on some.
I know
Because
Martha was
Martha's actually
involved
recording
on
some.
one of them down that way, Maida area over to the west, I believe it was, that the neighbor called and complained about vermin and rats
Yeah.
and da-da-da-da-da.
And Martha has actually told us about some where they've been out and,
Inspect lagoons and
Yeah.
see open
Right.
dumping.
right,
Okay.
so it just depends.
Okay, just kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, well, maybe we need to revisit that sometime and take a look at it.
Yeah.
there's not anything that specifies on that special use, but
Okay.
like where it talks about trash is more in like the business districts and it says how it has to be screened or, what you need to do with, if it's like something to be line or like in a residential district, what, like there can't be any piles of trash, but as far as A1 is concerned, there's not anything that specifies anything about trash that I saw.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in consensus that we're gonna table that until Kate's here. Okay. What else you got?
Executive session.
Okay, for,
Attorney-client privilege. With myself, clerk, present, and you guys obviously, 20 minutes. discuss claims against the county. I'm going to start with 939.
Entertain a motion for executive session for the reasons stated.
I move we go into executive session for attorney-client privilege to include our clerk at 9:39, starting at 9:39.
Reconvene
For 20
back
minutes.
here.
Reconvene back here. Yeah.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to go into executive session for attorney-client privilege, board, clerk, attorney, 20 minutes at 9:39, reconvene here. Do I hear any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Yeah, what exactly is going on?
Did you want to do that? Sean, did you want to do that?
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Just to get you up to date and respond to a situation for the clerk. They've been subpoenaed, and I think you may have seen it, they've been subpoenaed by the public interest group about a lawsuit against the Secretary of State to provide information. There's been some emails going around that I guess some counties are contesting it. I don't know that that's necessary for you guys. So what I've communicated with Christie about this, and I think we've got a response to them. I think a response to you today, if I'm not mistaken. So I just wanted to tell you that that was kind of, you kind of wondered about that, but that, I think we've got a response to it. I don't think we're going to object, or we're not going to dispute it. We're just going to have her send the documents, and presumably there'll be a number of other counties doing the same thing. So that's just kind of the status on that, so I'm not concerned about it. I'm assuming that will be the end of that. The other thing is, I previously sent you guys a draft letter to the Attorney General's office. Presume you've had time to read that, and if you are okay with me sending that as a response to Wednesday, need you guys on the record to approve that letter.
We approved the response to the Attorney General's office.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the response to the Attorney General's office. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I didn't know if we need to talk about the oversized issue yet, or if I'm just going to
The
look.
which?
The oversized permit. I haven't obviously discussed.
Oh, the oversight, yeah.
Mhm.
I just wanted you to look it over and see, because there was currently a resolution passed back when the transmission line was coming through for the oversized loads. And they said that, Tara said Dan Barnett had drafted the permit, so I just want to make sure legally that everything's cool there.
Okay, so this is kind of a check the permit to make sure it matches the resolution.
Yes.
There isn't a specific problem with this.
Not that I know of, I just thought it'd be a good idea for you to look it over, especially since we got the one for moving that house and everything that,
Yeah, okay.
so.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, yes. And that's it for me.
All right, do we have anything else for Todd?
Think so.
Okay.
If not, we'll let you go ahead and go, and so you can get to your meeting. All right,
Well, the judge will appreciate it.
thank you very much, sir, we appreciate it.
No problem.
Never wanted to disappoint a judge.
Well, you think, but I've done it enough.
You think you learned.
Down here on the second paragraph of the unapproved minutes, oh, sorry. Okay, down where it starts, Brett said they took all of the mechanical monitors out when tanks were put in, there needs to be a visual sight of each tank. That kind of makes it sound like Knotty Pines the one who took it out, and I believe that there was another company that put the monitoring system on the tanks down here, isn't it?
Correct. Naughty Pine did not
Yeah,
remove
so-
the visual inspection.
Yeah, so that reads like they took them out, and I don't think that needs to be reworded.
The reason it was taken out is because to put the electronic device in, there's only one port,
Yeah,
and so something had to come out, so
Right.
they took the visual out.
Thank you, guys.
see you later.
So if I say Brett said the company that put in the electronic devices to phone, and monitor it out and potential put in.
Yep, sounds good to me. Does that sound good to everybody else?
Yes.
Okay, I fixed the other one too. I put Amy asked about the common trait. It was decided she and Aaron would discuss this issue with plants and giants until the resolution would be.
Perfect.
I had a thought, I just didn't finish it.
Didn't finish it, that's right.
Occurred?
Hey Kurt, how you doing? Good.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Got anything special?
Gonna rain some more.
Good.
We got our slip and slide in.
Good.
Yeah. Worked well. Color matched pretty close, and there was lots of kids using it this weekend when I drove through. Took mine over to try it out. So
Figured if they were gonna get hurt, might as well be yours first.
right, you gotta mitigate
Cool.
yeah. Other than that, we're just going away, trying to keep things, get everything ready for the big weekend coming up.
You have issues with, poison ivy on the trails you use, or do you?
Some.
Somebody said that it was extremely bad this year.
On the trails.
Well, no, not on your trails,
Oh.
but just in general.
In general?
It's
Well,
worse this
so
year
one
than-
of our motors broke down, of course, half a mile in, on one of the stretches, and of course it was the drive belt nonetheless too, on a Friday at 2:30, and I had laid down to get underneath of it to try and see how to put the hydros into bypass mode so we could pull it out, and I ended up getting it. Now that you say that.
Yeah.
And then along with about 15 other little seed ticks on me in a matter of.
Ticks are thick this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does it help to spray those trails with some sort of,
You can put 2,4-D on it and that'll kill it.
it's not gonna keep from coming back?
So we use that, and I was telling you about it, it's called it's a
300?
no, it's a ground kill, like the 360. It's a mixture of glyphosate and,
Total ground kill.
Total ground.
The red jug?
yeah,
Yeah.
Where do you get that at?
I get it over Tractor Supply.
Got Tractor Supply, Farm Home, or Farm Brothers, or, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that Mazepir in it too.
And it does work.
Yeah, you don't spray it close to no trees. But, I sprayed around all the posts out there, and I bet we've cut down on at least a day's worth of weed eating by going around and doing that. And
But you can't spread near a tree. It will.
I wouldn't get closer than here to there,
So you wouldn't spread around the base.
no, not unless you don't want the tree. Because it'll suck it down into the roots.
Gotcha.
And it does now, so we spray the pads with it. And it's true to its name, I felt like dandelions were extremely bad this year out there
They were.
too. So we went and we put our boom sprayer on, that we sprayed the pads with, and we sprayed most of the park with 2,4-D to knock those down.
Sure.
And we're gonna do that again in the fall to try, because I thought we were mowing the first 3 weeks. It didn't look like you did nothing. 2 days later,
Yeah, you use
2,4-D on dandelions.
yeah, and it got a good result.
Oh, yeah. Cheap and quick.
Yeah, they're tough
Yeah.
to.
Donovan Young was telling me about some stuff that he uses, but it's a little bit more on the higher end side of things. But, he's got one of them stand-on spreader sprayers that you can tell exactly where you went and stuff like that.
There's a product that they sell at car water called Cypher CE. It's 1/4 ounce per gallon of water. And it will kill every moving tick, bug, spider,
Really?
and it stays there for 6 months.
Now, the guy that I have spray all my buildings and everything, I don't know whatever the heck he uses, but he went through and sprayed everything around the event center. We went back there was hundreds of dead June bugs around, all of the.
Yeah.
I've used it for 20 years now in storage, and it works really well. And stays in the gravel so that the bugs and stuff crawl across it will get
Maybe
it.
something to
But it's
look into.
Spray the name of the
Cypher CE,
Cypher CE.
Yeah, send me a text with that on there.
and it's just, you don't have to use very much.
Well,
Spray.
it'd be good to spray around in my own yard. My daughter, she gets, does it do anything with mosquitoes or,
Now I use guineas for those.
There you go.
But, I'm still trying to get a third bid. I'm struggling for my doors. Getting someone that, it's a hell of a process, I guess, for my,
The steel
the
doors.
steel doors that are, fixed to the concrete.
HME has a door factory down there off Kings Avenue. They do door installation. They make them there.
Well, the actual door itself isn't the issue.
It's the installation.
It's the installation.
They do installation. The only reason I know that is one of my neighbors installs doors for them.
Yeah. In concrete block.
Concrete, wood.
Well, if you would send me that information too,
Yeah,
that
I'll
that
get you some
and then
information.
on that spray too.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think we're good. Charlie's getting the hang of things out there and figuring out all the trail system. That takes long enough just to try and teach me where everything's at, and where you can and can't go when it rains and stuff like that.
Yep.
And my camper's out there, so we're good.
Good. Good, I think we got that figured out.
Yep.
I think we're getting the speed bumps put down, and then I've got some more ordered to actually put in the loop on the actual chip and seal side of things too, to hopefully slow some of them people down that are going through the loop.
Yeah, I knew that we're out there in the building for graduation. People were impressed with the building and the
The
view.
yeah, the view sells
It's
itself.
really nice.
Yep. No, that's good. I got some fertilizer spread out on that. Hopefully that'll start. Because we planted that with a drill out there, and so you've got pretty good space in between each row. But Donovan said, you'd be amazed at just putting a good fertilizer on it, how the roots will grow together and kind of.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that, hopefully we spend a lot of money on grass seed and different stuff, getting that in the ground. And then we're looking at maybe this fall doing a little bit of, I'm looking at maybe doing a landscaper to maybe you know, put some low maintenance shrubs or something to kind of, you know, bring forward, a little bit of curb appeal and kind of cut down on maintenance and run close to the.
Montgomery Door is who I was trying to think of the other day. They're down there off of 21st Street on southeast Lakewood Boulevard. Well, I had to have the doors put back very clean. That's how I always used my door closers and everything, and they were very.
Well, and at the very least, the more I thought about this and how expensive as it is, I was wondering, like, the door itself isn't, you know, all that bad shape. It's the door jamb. I don't know if they can reuse the door or not. Or if it's worth it, you know.
Talk to them and see,
You know, but, yeah, it's, you know, especially with, you know, I don't know if you guys saw on Facebook what we've been dealing with people.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
yeah.
Yeah.
People, doing.
Extracurricular activities?
Well, no, number two in the showers and spreading it on the walls with their hands.
Do you have a clue who's?
So we.
Yeah.
To, and then it was,
Right.
that actually light up to, I mean, because I don't have.
Trying to deter it.
Right. To the point, and we got, you know, smiling on camera. So,
Yep.
I mean, we'll try, I mean, hopefully it's, because it's, unfortunately, I wish I could say that was the first time that's, you know, ever happened, but
Yeah.
usually it'll be once a year that.
All right.
You have to write a book someday.
That's what well, we used to talk about that, like, we could have, you ever watch that Parks and Recreation TV show?
Yeah.
That could totally be nice.
All right, have a good. See you later. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes of May 12th, 2025?
I have.
I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of May 12th, 2025 with corrections.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes of May 12th, 2025 with corrections. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Before the point, Mark, I'm gonna take, just recess for a couple
Sure.
minutes. Thanks.
We're in recess for 5 minutes.
Let's see, is your Sharon on Saturday or Sunday? Sorry, should we go to like Friday afternoon?
That'd be great. I'll say, oh, Linda could make it. Don't we just come here and help with everything?
Yeah, that might work too. I'll
I'm gonna
text you.
take Friday off to
Okay.
get all the rooms stuff.
I'll text you when I got all the answers. I'll just make that her wedding gift. That work out okay?
Yes, that's good.
Okay, do it that way.
But I would be happy to.
No, that's okay. This will be fine.
Something she does. She goes, Mom, we're gonna have to try to make this. I said, I have, and they don't turn out the same.
Back in session.
Can we call Amy, see if she can come on?
Yeah, that'd be great. She can slip down, that'd be great.
Wendy, is Amy busy? Thank you. Hey, it's me. Would you be able to slip down now? That'd be perfect. Thank you. Bye. She's on her way.
Perfect. And this is about the computer that she was,
Yeah, I think it went over the $500 because of the tariffs.
okay.
So she was going to talk to Christine.
Amy.
Hello, Ian.
So after we met last week, a few hours or so later, I got the updated bid from NCS, which we would have been okay on the addition of the DVD reader and the monitors. However, some of the other pricing changed. So the computers themselves, which would be the HP Elite Mini line item, the first line item of the second page, went up, and the docking stations, quantity 6 a little bit, the second line from the bottom, also went up. So now I'm up
Just
higher.
that quick.
It did, because of the tariffs. So if you approve this amount today, this should be actually correct, everything's included in here. I'm going to go upstairs and send the email ordering it so that we are guaranteed this pricing.
So you're looking at additional, what, $900?
Roughly something like
Yeah.
that. Let's see, I don't know what I have last week's. Yeah, so it went from 14,300, 1276 to 15,230.
But you have the
Yeah, I budgeted 16,500 for this project. Actually, this is getting a lot more bang for our buck than what I actually budgeted that for. That was to replace 5 PCs. I know you weren't here last week, Mark, so what we're doing is we're actually gonna get rid of 6 PCs, replace them with laptops and docking stations. And so if I did my math correctly this morning, our monthly bill should decrease by, I should have wrote that amount down, $333, I think, a
A
month.
month.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
by getting rid of 6 machines.
All right.
So,
Well, I would entertain a motion to approve the purchase
Bid.
of the bid.
Yeah, okay. So moved.
second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the bid for Network Computer Solutions in the amount of $15,230.29. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
thank you very much for that. I will go order it right
Yeah, before they jump again.
now. Yes. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
So Christine, any new ordered computers, like, I mean, I know you were talking about,
See you, Alan.
Not yet. I'm gonna have to get 3. We're gonna have to get one here.
I know Lizzie had so much to do.
So I think they're trying to get everything together they can do.
Like, that's why.
But a lot of them could go to that Windows 11 with that upgrade. go live with dual tomorrow.
Do what now?
We go live with dual authentication tomorrow.
Oh,
That's
okay.
security update.
Okay. Any other business come before us today?
Let me take a look. Did I met with Jerry Moran's office last week, I think Tuesday.
Okay.
It it didn't go well. In the sense, the meeting was fine, he was very nice and very understanding for our situation. He just believes that at this point in time, nobody's gonna touch it. I sent him all the information, he said, I'll push it on to DC and make sure that they have it, and I'll try to get you something back, but he said, yeah, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Even when I expressed the fact that out of 1,700 people, probably 20% vote, but out of 13,500, a lot of people vote. How it affects the farming community. I sent him all the letters from Genesis State Bank, I sent him the letters from Farm Bureau. He said, nobody wants to touch it. I have my sneaky suspicions why.
Oh, I do too, yeah.
I said, and I kind of point blank asked, is it because they have minimal money to do it? So, he didn't say anything. But, I don't know. I don't know where we're going with it. His advice was, I wouldn't hire another lobbyist, not me.
Well, let's just chew on this a while, see what we can come up with.
His suggestion was, some of this probably should be an executive session because it could be.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I should have asked. Got to think how that would fall under.
Well, if we look to hire another lobbyist, it'll come under contract negotiation.
Yeah, it could, I might step out and call Todd, just
Yeah.
double check with him. Yeah. See what Pat's got. How are you, Pat?
Tired. Wife worked me 2 hours.
No, you're not.
I got no comment there.
Hang on till he gets back, and then we'll jump into you, okay?
I'm in no hurry. Smell like oil. It's all dust.
What have you been doing?
Put me a shelf up in my little unit outside.
Oh,
I'm walking all over some crap.
suppose we're gonna grab the storms this afternoon.
Jerry just told me that they kind of put them on.
It's all passed.
I know, I just read her stuff.
Yeah.
That was from earlier this morning. Be okay if we don't have it.
There it is. I'm still here 1 p.m.
Says who, what, 1 p.m.?
That's what it showed on my radar.
Oh,
Was a truck hit one.
oh, for rain?
Yeah, but I don't see nothing on the radar.
I didn't think it was supposed to start here until like 5 o'clock. Was what I'd understood.
Right. Rain. I was talking to Darlene this morning, and she said Ridley, where she grew up,
Mm-hmm.
took a hard hit last
Oh, yeah, big time.
to their mom's house is fine, but not any other one.
Yeah.
Everybody's out without gas and electricity right now.
Well, it had, I-70 was shut down too
That's right.
because of the power lines being down, not from that one, from the one I think that came past Greensburg, if I remember right.
Well, Aaron Robinson said he went to Salina yesterday to graduation get right into it.
Oh,
Because that was,
yeah.
Yeah.
because my seat's still windows from the time it took me to walk outside. The guy that made those for me, Patrick, he goes, I marked them with the V. I said, my wife did that, so I let him screw it. He's marked them all.
Oh, that's nice of them.
All right, what do you got, Ben?
Well, I was just wanting to know. Oh, I got some butter made. You guys would be interested in helping us out with anything that's possible. Put no one puts anything in here where you can't make it. We're putting on a golf tournament to help raise funds for our ball team for Omega. Or maybe just helping us out by giving us a golf course and let everybody do whatever. Just kind of get some new equipment set up for the kids and looking at making a permanent pitching mound instead of the fake one we got. There's a bunch of stuff we want to redo, so we're just trying to raise some funds to.
Are you looking for like whole sponsors? Is that what you're doing?
Well, with whole sponsors or cash or whatever,
Okay.
and he's trying to get some nice prizes. Like right now we have 16 teams that are in Georgia.
Okay.
It's just a 2-man, so. You know what you guys just thoughts were, it don't matter to me either way, I know. There he is right now.
So, this would be one of those things that I would be concerned about using Parks and Rec money for, because every school district in the county does these fundraisers for football, basketball, track, cross-country, and golf. And I'm not sure this is where we should be. My personal opinion, these are what the private sector donates to, because they support bowls and stuff like that, so.
And that's what I kind of told him, I just hate to have that
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah. I know the benefit of it, but even, yeah, it's one of those deals where.
Once you gotta keep going.
Well, we did open up the.
Right.
I told her, I understand,
Yeah,
we'll be going to,
yeah,
do something we'd ask.
well, I appreciate it, yeah, I'm sorry.
Then I'm just gonna give you a heads up for next week, I think I'm on the list. I got a guy coming up from McElroy's.
Okay.
They was up here last week, and we ran into some complications, which we got one fixed, with no AC. And it was a wiring issue.
Can't all the officers just open their windows?
Just what I said.
Honestly, no, you
You
can't open
can't.
them. They are so tight you can't open them.
We would buy box fans.
I'll just work from home.
But anyway, he sent me a bid, and I asked him if he would come up and explain it better than I could, because it's gonna be kind of pricey either way.
Is it, the system's just old, or is there something failing?
Well, we've repaired it a few times, it's the chiller outside, it's the coils. And they've come in and like soldered the lines, and he really don't know how much pressure's in there right now as far as freon. But to try to fix it, there's 6 different leaks that he found. And he sent me pictures of them. And that's gonna cost upwards to, say, $8,000. And or pull the whole unit out, replace it, which requires a crane to come in and do, it's gonna cost upwards of $14,000.
But at the end of the day, it may be better off replacing the entire. Is there a chance that you could get a hard bid between now and next week on the whole system?
I have it somewhere that he sent me,
Oh, okay. You already-
but I had asked him to come up and explain better.
So he'll be able to explain the repair and or replacing the whole unit.
Right.
And how old is the unit that's out there right now?
I think Brent told me like 20 years old.
It's, yeah.
Makes way more sense to me to
To
spend another
replace it.
$6,000 and,
Yeah,
See if I can't get this sign or find. You can kind of see where they had repaired some of them in that one.
oh, yeah.
And then where all the leaky juice.
Uh-huh.
And then this is on the other side.
Uh-huh.
All that wet, where it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to me, you'd be money ahead, and we'd be better off in the long run replacing the whole unit rather than trying to fix coils on this one or replace the coils even on this one.
I would agree. Because that one and then, well, that was where they had repaired it before, but it was leaking again. And then that's that.
yeah, to me, that's good
Like
money.
I said, let's just,
Just not have him come up and just do it.
yeah.
I mean, if he wants to come up
Yeah, if
and
he
give
wants
us
to come up
an
and explain
explanation.
and to explain the process and everything, no, I'd just soon talk to him. Are we gonna have to get, more bids than just his, or how does that work?
That's just McElroy's there. I mean, they do
Okay.
that, so.
Okay.
The way I understand it, it's,
I like I said, I didn't know if we had to get, competitive bids or not, I don't know, so. Okay,
I mean, are they gonna affect the air conditioner? Because they are have long standing, because there's like 2 or 3 different units.
right,
They all run together, so we'll just be running off the two.
okay.
But I'll have them come up and.
Yeah, do that. And are all of the units out there the same age, or they
I think
stay?
it's all the same.
So we probably better be looking then, planning on having to replace the others here, one this year, one next year, one. the year
Budget
after.
for 'em.
Yeah. I think that's probably a smart thing to do.
I have them on that day, so.
Okay, perfect. All right, sounds
All right.
great. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't have anything else.
Linda? Christie?
I don't think so.
All right. If there's no further business to come before us today, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Ah.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, we're good.